Hello, everybody. We are live in Facebook. We are a few minutes earlier because we are still testing out StreamYard. Want to welcome everyone here today to the Black 10K project and let you know how excited we are. We have some great information that we will be updating you on. So we're officially scheduled to start in 11 minutes. So give us a little bit of time to set up. Still, again, trying to figure out the StreamYard system. Also want to come here and see your comments live. So thank you so much for being here today. Definitely get something to eat, something to drink. We're coming again live in 11 minutes, but it's my first time using StreamYard with my other uh, co-founders. So we're very much in test mode. Tomorrow, we're going to be testing on Instagram Live, which should be very interesting as well. It's going to be my first Instagram Live ever. So, hey, Rebecca, good to see you. I know there are other people in here. Tell me who you are, where you're coming from. And we're going to, again, start at 6 o'clock. So it'll be 10 minutes. But in the meantime, I'm going to, I came in early because my team wanted to test us using StreamYard early. And we're going to officially start at 6 o'clock. So we're going to officially start in 10 minutes, but I wanted to get things set up a little bit early. So Dr. Keisha, if you want to come on, welcome. You are able to go in the flock and get the link. Dr. Keisha, if you want to come on and be on the live with us tonight. So hello, Rebecca. Great to see you. Let us know what city and state you're coming from. We want to do that. So not only does Facebook recognize the engagement, but also because we want to know where you're coming from. So Dr. Keisha is from the Big D in Detroit. Welcome. And actually, Dr. Keisha, your name showed up in StreamYard, so that's pretty interesting as well. So yeah, so let's, I'm going to open up a couple of things on my computer. And again, we're going to get started in 9 minutes. I am waiting for my co-founders to show up, but I wanted to get on early, say hello to everybody. We're testing StreamYard. Thus far, it seems to be working. I need to test it next week with restreaming to Facebook and YouTube. So that should be pretty interesting. And I may also test it going to LinkedIn as well. So StreamYard's supposed to go to LinkedIn. I don't know if that'll work or not, but we shall see. We shall see. So, yeah. Okay. I'm going to come in here and get our presentation for the evening. Okay. So, how's everyone's Monday been? Leave me a comment. Let me know how your Monday has been thus far as well. Our week has been very interesting within the 10K project. We have definitely moved forward tremendously. We have some announcements for the evening as well. And what else? I'm going to wait for my co-presenters to get here, but we have a lot going on. Everybody that we're talking with about the 10K project has just talked about how amazing it is. We've had people come to us and say, I had that idea, but I didn't implement it. We've had other people say, I've had that idea, but I didn't have time to implement it. So glad that you guys are. So Rebecca's saying she's so busy, but good. I understand that. Outside of the 10K project, all of us have either full-time jobs. I have a full-time business myself, and it has been hard getting everything done. So you know what I've done is I have basically given myself a little bit of a, it's okay to not have everything together, because when you don't give yourself a little bit of a reprieve, then you end up either getting burnt out or having health issues or things like that. And we've got to be in this for the long haul. This is literally, 10K project is literally a 10-year marathon minimum for us to get the major amount of not only traction, but return on investment that we're looking for. This has got to be 10 years. So, fortunately, I've been working with a business coach who's asked me to also put my health up front as well. So uh, I've been working with her for 3 years. So for the past 3 years, she's had me on a regimen of working out and eating better. The working out is fine. The eating better, especially during quarantine, I've gained a few pounds from quarantine. I'm not going to lie, but I'm getting back on track now, especially because summer is coming up. But it's important for us to have our health, especially when we're starting a business, because you're working um, 14, 15-hour days consistently. And um, there's a lot to get started. So, yeah. So what else is happening? We have a lot. So for those of you who are new, who are coming in, we're going to officially get started at 6 o'clock. I did send out an email to our database letting them know that we're going to be live on Facebook at 6. But I'm also going to take a minute right now to send the email to another group of people that I have here. So give me a second. And I just want to make sure that they know that we're live as well, so they can come on in. Yes, let's see here. Perfect. And to everyone who's just coming on, we just want to let you know that we're scheduled to start at 6 o'clock. My co-founders are coming on at that time. I was just a little early because I wanted to test out the StreamYard system. So I need like an assistant. So isn't this crazy? I need an assistant to do all of this other stuff for me as well. Yeah, but it's coming together. Okay. Oh, there we go. Dr. Keisha.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I was just trying to try it on both sides. So I've been on both sides.
Okay, I need to move myself over then.
All right.
Perfect.
I'm going the wrong direction. Okay.
Well, we'll see where we all end up on the screen here. But Rebecca, if you can let us know if you can hear Dr. Keisha as well, that'd be great. Like I said, we're testing this. So Rebecca, if you are still there and able to let us know if you can hear Dr. Keisha in Facebook, I'd really appreciate it.
This is really showing up a lot too. Like, what is in my hair? What's on my sweatshirt?
Oh, you look good to me.
Like dirty.
good to me. So how was your day? How has your day
You
been?
know what? It's been interesting. You know, actually, it's been interesting, but not really highly productive because I was a little doing a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I was following the information on CoinDesk. You know, the live event that's been going on today with the halving and
With the Bitcoin halving?
Bitcoin
Yeah.
halving going on, and just they have a whole lineup of folks they've been talking to. So a lot of folks we've been talking about in our Bitcoin chats and whatnot. Spencer, what's how you pronounce his last name? The basketball player. I think it's basketball.
Oh,
Oh, Diddle,
Dwindle?
Dwindle,
Dwiddle? Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, he was on. Akon was on. Certainly a host of other folks, but those were Black people.
Mhm.
I saw on there. But yeah, it was very interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, there we go. Joanna.
Yeah, we got people coming on now officially. We could have up to 6 people on here. So,
Next, my next question, because this looks pretty big so far. Looks good.
oh, it'll get smaller as we get more people in here.
Jim Masala.
Yeah, I
Oh,
we'll
I
see
need to
how
make that.
if Tawana is able to
Get
flip
her
around.
started. Yeah, interesting. How about you? How was your day today?
My day has been good. It has been,
And you
I
I'm
have a
here.
lot going on as everyone else does. So, as I've said to all of you who know, and the community will know as well, that I'm not only doing the 10K project, but I also have another entity that I'm growing as well. So, um, it's been great, but it's been a little overwhelming. And what I've done is I've just decided to give myself, like, okay, if you need a couple extra days to get certain things done, it's okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's good
so
to come
yeah.
to those ends.
Yeah, you have to. But the one thing I will say is I spoke with another gentleman today about the 10K project, and immediately his eyes lit up.
You
Like
got it.
immediately he got it. He
Mm.
said, I'm in, where do I send my money? Which we've been getting a lot of people asking that question. So
Awesome.
um, Tawana, how you doing? I don't know if you can hear us.
He's looking static. Oh, she's upside down.
I can you're going in and out for me. I don't
Yeah,
know if you can hear
we
me
can
at
hear
all.
you.
We can see you and hear you now,
Yeah, we can see you and hear you.
and you seem to be moving with us, so that's good.
Yeah, you're breaking up terribly on my end.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
I think
Oh,
it may be your internet then. I think we're coming along okay.
yeah.
We're coming through okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off then because I could only connect on my phone. I couldn't connect on my laptop or my iPad, and
Oh,
so and I can't hear you enough to understand everything you're saying.
okay. All right. Well then we'll
Yeah.
read your comments. We'll read your comments in Facebook because I'm on Facebook as well. Probably can't hear us. So we'll see if Talisha and Eric have a chance to come on. But I'm going to officially start because it's 6:02. We First of all, I want to welcome everybody to the Black 10K Project. Thanks to all of you who are here. As you have seen, our numbers have grown exponentially over the past few days. I
I was
think
just about to say 24 hours, 48 hours.
it's been the past few days. So we want to thank everybody for sharing the 10K project. We do not take these things lightly. We have been speaking with a lot of people with regards to the 10K project, what we're doing. Number one, everyone's eyes light up. Um, the second thing is people are excited about what we're doing. I've had people say, I've thought of that, but I didn't have the bandwidth to do it. I didn't have the chance to do it, etc. So, yeah, but everyone is basically saying we're on board. We're on board. So, want to say hello to Clement. Hey, Clement, that's you person I was speaking with earlier today. Susan, Tanisha saying, telling everybody.
Yeah. Awesome.
that could benefit. So thank you. Rebecca's here. We want to thank all of you for being here. I want to take a minute and talk to you about the Black 10K Project, what we are, who we are, what we're doing. And then I'm going to introduce Dr. Keisha Waddell and Eric Spence to you here. I'm also going to introduce our co-founders who are not here today. And then I'm going to let them tell you about themselves, why they're here. And if we have time, we'll also have a little investor lesson. We're going to talk about the updates to the 10K project, where we are, where we're headed. And that should be our full hour. So first of all, Eric, welcome. How are you today?
Oh, welcome.
Hey, how you doing? It's Reed, Dr. Keisha. How you doing? It's a
Right.
different platform that we're on here.
Yes. So brand new
Everyone know.
platform. We're trying something new. Seems to be working okay thus far. So
Except
now
I
I
have to
look a
say,
little
on my side, I'm not seeing the names, but maybe it's just maybe some people haven't done that, identifying their names.
Yeah, so it doesn't come on StreamYard. For some reason, I haven't been able to figure it out. So I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I'm on my phone, and that's how I'm seeing people. So, hey, Susan, good to see you as well. So, okay, what I want to do is take a minute and tell you what the 10K project is so that we can all get on the same page. We're super excited about what we are planning. So I'm going to share my screen and come here to, here we go. So is everybody able to see my presentation here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the 10K Project, we're a community of Black investors who are funding Black businesses for as little as $100. And this came about because I have a background as a business plan writer, and I would speak with clients or prospects all the time. Usually people would come to me and they would say, I, have a business idea. I want to either start this business or grow this business. And one of the questions I would ask them is, well, what are you going to use the business plan for? And they would tell me, hold on a second, that is not working like I need it to. We're going to keep it here. I don't know why this thing is acting like poltergeist. Let me, hold on, because I want people to be able to see this and not. Let me start this up again. I apologize, everybody. But that was too distracting. So we're going to start this. We're going to share the screen again and just share. Okay.
Technology.
All right. So we're going to try this again here. And the Black 10K Project, or the 10K Project, is where we, as Black investors, can fund Black businesses for as little as $100 per person. This came about because of my time being a business plan writer. So what would happen is I would have businesses come to me of all ethnicities, business owners of all ethnicities, and they would say, I need to raise money for this business. And I would ask the person, once I write this business plan for you, who are you going to pitch this to? And people from other ethnicities would usually say, I've got cousin so-and-so, aunt, uncle, etc., that I can bring this to. In fact, I worked with one business last year who put a group of investors in a room, raised $600K in one night because they already had the pre-existing relationships. When I talk to our businesses about this, whether they're going to a bank, they're looking for investors, and I ask, who are you going to ask for this money from? We usually don't have those types of networks. I would also run into other Black people who are starting to get into investing in real estate, uh, private companies, things like that. And I would often see some great businesses out there that I was getting into, putting in $250, $500, but I would just so happen to find these businesses. They weren't in one central place or one place where I can go and say, you know what, I want to invest in that business. So during the month of April, we asked others if you were discovering the same thing. And we got an overwhelming yes, that people wanted to be able to fund Black businesses specifically. So when 10,000 of us get together, we put in $100 each. That's $1 million. We can start funding our own companies and we can profit from our own innovation. Because what is going to happen is these businesses are going to come to us as Black investors who specifically looking for them, and they're going to either offer us equity or they're going to offer us debt in their companies in exchange for what do we call it, interest rate. So we would either loan them money or we would take equity in their companies. We can be the solution to our own problem, and we as the Black community can earn return on investment at the same time. So how is a 10K project going to work? It's basically a 5-step process. The first is membership. In order to be a part of our ecosystem, you need to be a member. Then we're going to have investor education. And what will happen there is you will receive information based on how sophisticated investors look at deals. So if you ever look at Shark Tank and they ask certain questions, you'll be able to know some of those questions to ask as well. Then every week, once a week, we will have something called a Bet on Black pitch. And during that time, a business will come to the entire community and they will let us know, they'll give it a live pitch virtually. They'll let us know their business, how long they've been around, are they making revenues, what their financials are, who's on their team, how much money they're raising, what they're going to do with the money, etc. At that point, you individually can decide whether or not you want to fund that specific company. If you like that company, great. You can say, hey, I'm going to put $100 in this company, 200, 500, etc. On our platform, the minimum investment for every company that comes on is $100 because we want to keep this affordable for the regular person. After the company has raised its money, we don't want them to just, flounder and have no support system. So we have partnerships, incubators, accelerators, and other groups that we're aligning with. So if that company says, I need an introduction to the buyers of Walmart, great. Here's a group of partners that can get you there. If that company needs intellectual property assistance, if they need an accountant, whatever they need, we will have a listing of resources available to them so that they can actually get the support that they need to thrive. Mm-hmm. And then will be something in the future called a liquidity event that happens. And this is return on investment or how we get our money back. So liquidity events happen when a company is sold, or when a company goes public on the stock exchange, or when the company makes so much money that they decide to give their shareholders what's called a dividend or a piece of the profits. So that is how we make our money back. Now, this is not get rich quick. Whatever company you decide to invest in, you want to think of it as a 7 to 10 year time period for you to get your money back. So this is not about putting in mortgage money, rent money, food money, anything that's essential. You do not want to use that money for this. You instead want to use what I call my Cheesecake Factory on Friday night money, right? Or, my 88th pair of shoes. I don't need an 89th pair of 89 shoes. So I can take this money and put it into a Black-owned business.
Yes.
So what are we working on right now? Number one is we're relaunching our website, and that relaunch is going to happen on May 22nd. That's our target date right now. We're also onboarding a first-class marketing team. And when I tell you first class, I mean absolutely that. The people that we're bringing on have worked in Fortune 500 companies and for some of the influencers that you would recognize by name. We're prepping for our summer 2020 virtual press tour, and that's going to include us as founders going to every podcast, talking to every Black journalist out there who would listen, going to all sorts of lives, YouTube, Facebook, etc. It's our virtual press tour, just like if Beyonce was, well, she's probably not the best example. Jay-Z was releasing an album. He goes on a press tour. That's what we're going to be doing for the summer. We're also completing our FINRA and SEC applications. So what we're doing requires the SEC, which is the Securities and Exchange Commission, to approve our application. We have already begun that process, and we expect that process or our approval in, I would say, between January and March 2021. So let's bank on March 2021. But we're working on that right now. And then finally, we're actively discussing the first businesses that are going to be presented on the platform. So those are the things that we're doing. We need your help. Number one is if you are not part of our Facebook group yet, you're watching this someplace else, or you're not part of our Instagram, please join us on those platforms. And Tawana, if you're able to put in the comment section, if you're able to put the Instagram link, I'd really appreciate it. Also sharing the 10K project with, I say 2 friends, Tawana says 10, but if you wouldn't mind sharing the 10K project with a couple of people that you know would really be open to something like this. And then the final thing is we are going to be launching our founding member drive starting May 22nd. So that's in a couple of weeks. We're super excited. We need your assistance. We are basically proving 2 things right now. The first is we need to be able to show people we need to be able to show entrepreneurs that we have the crowd, because we're letting entrepreneurs know if you bring the innovative idea, we'll bring the crowd. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is we need to also make sure that we have enough people, enough members who want to be a part of our community and our ecosystem so that we know we'll be successful. And by being a founding member, that really helps us gauge that. So we can't do this without you. We can't do this without the community. Let me see here. We were able to get Tawana on. Hi.
Hello, I've been sitting backstage like a celebrity. Apparently there's a backstage section. So you stay backstage, no one can see me. So I felt special, like I needed my VIP pass or something.
But you on the green room now. So this is different from Zoom in that if I'm on my presentation, then I can't see anything else that's happening on the screen here. So you know what? we're just letting the community know that we are testing different systems out. Or thanking all of you for being patient with us while we're doing that. So I shared the basics of the 10K project. We're super excited. I want to introduce, first of all, I'm going to introduce Tawana first. Tawana is our Chief Operating Officer. She's the one that keeps me in line all the time, which is great because I need it. So Tawana, why don't you tell everyone who you are, a little bit about yourself, and why you're a part of the 10K project?
All right, well, my name is Tawana Rivers. I want to start by saying welcome. We had so many new members. I was so excited to see all the new members this week. So welcome, and thank you so much for joining us and your willingness to give us your time to learn about the project. And we really are excited about it. I am an HR professional by trade. And, for me, the 10K project is all about the community. It's all about being able to improve the lives of each other, and to make it really is, about, I want to say eliminating. I don't want to just say minimizing the wealth gap. I want to say eliminating it completely and really building generational wealth. So this project is very, very special to me because I believe we can make a difference. And as a 50-year-old woman looking back on the last 50 years and thinking the impact you made on society, I want to do more. And so this is my more.
Fantastic. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I'm frozen on the screen. So,
Yeah.
but it's okay. As long as you can hear me, it's all good. Okay, so the second person I want to introduce to the community is Dr. Keisha Waddell. She is our Chief Instructional Officer, and she is responsible for the investor education, helping us pull it together. So, Dr. Keisha, introducing yourself and also telling people why you're part of the 10K project and what you want to see it achieve.
Absolutely. Again, Dr. Keisha Waddell. Can you guys hear me? Everybody's can. Okay, good. Yes, just I'm really, really excited about being a part of this program because it's for us, by us, and it's a brainchild that we've been talking about forever. And I'm really that person who loves to be a part of, things actually coming to fruition, actually being a doer. So, but by day, I am an educator. I'm actually a high school special education teacher. And digital literacy support is my side job with my own business. And, just leveraging technology right now to reach out to all of this community that we have, this rich community. And I want to say thank you so much for everybody who has responded to my invitation. I did a lot of inviting over the weekend. So since I was online anyway.
So it was you. Okay.
It might have been me. Yeah. But also I did want to say too that I'm a part of this program because a lot of times I'm being an educator, I really want people to learn something new. And there's really no excuse nowadays with the internet. A lot of times it's just so much though that you need to have a community that is around you and it's a safe place for you to learn. A lot of times that's even teachers, we're expected to kind of know everything, and it's really okay. I try to work with my teachers and let them know it's okay to not know. That's kind of being the first smart thing, is to recognize that you don't know everything, but you should know where to find it. And this is really the place with regard to supporting Black businesses, building Black businesses, and finding our true community where that can really happen, giving a real platform that really is 21st century cutting edge. We've got some major plans going forward. It's just an exciting time to be alive, and it's an exciting time to be a part of everything that's going to be happening. And I'm excited about the intangibles that I really feel like it's going to happen with regard to educating the next generation when we do our pitches and bringing people around I was going to say the TV like back in the day, but around the computer likely, to see Black folks, showing their excellence, showing their innovative and creativity. It's just going to be a beautiful thing, not to mention the the jobs that we're likely to create in our own communities, from our business development, and just the whole changing of a mindset, So I'm just excited. It's just a lot to it, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you are here, and I'm glad to be here as well.
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you're
Apparently
up
I
next.
went out on cam. There I am.
Well, I'll introduce you, Eric. Maybe you should go right ahead there next. Explain yourself.
All right.
Oops.
You're still live.
Sorry. Yeah, it looks a little, okay, it's acting a little weird right now. Okay, so you had mentioned the computer screen. However, people are linking up their computers to the TV screen. So please, the other thing is we talked about the family affair, and that's something that we've all been talking about as founders, is this will be a family-friendly group. So one of the best things, if you want to not only teach your kids about entrepreneurship, but just different jobs that are out there, so that they're exposed to more than just, the entertainment out there, or being a social media star. Tawana even mentioned when we were younger, it was doctor, lawyer, What we're doing is we are going to bring different professions on as well, and have people talk about the fact that they started out maybe as a technician in a specific profession, and now they're starting a business in that. So a couple of weeks ago, all of us spoke to a quantum engineer. And if you don't know what that is, I'm still a little hazy on it, but he gave such an impressive presentation.
Amazing.
It was absolutely amazing, to the point where we're like, yeah, we want to get in on that. And I mean, he was clear in his explanation. I couldn't exactly repeat it. But you want to talk about your kids lighting up at, that's possible. That's possible. The entrepreneurship lessons they're going to learn, the networking virtually that's going to happen, hopefully, and all of that stuff is going to be the intangibles that Dr. Keisha was talking about. So last but definitely not least, I want to introduce our Chief Business Development Officer. He is going to be responsible for the process of entrepreneurs coming on our platform and pitching to us. So, Mr. Eric Spence, tell everybody who you are and why you're part of the 10K project.
Yes, thank you very much, Cherie. Eric Spence. I am president of Blockchain Consortium International, and I am also a music publisher. I've been in the music industry for approximately 20 plus years. I'm most really energized by the 10K project, just because I strongly believe in Black people, Black ingenuity. I think, so many times about all of the different inventions that Black people are responsible for creating, that, many times we find out even today, like, I didn't know he created that. I didn't know that she was the first one who did that. But I look at that not just from the inventor and the entrepreneur themselves and what they did, but also I think about the community itself and how the community many times wasn't able to completely, really benefit from the fruit of that together, from the invention and the creation itself. And I believe that this platform is going to allow both sides to truly be able to feel the full benefits of that. And that's just what I'm most looking forward to, and just in a very simple nutshell.
Fantastic. So someone texted me and said I have the Teddy Riley echo happening right now. So Eric, if you wouldn't mind, and Tawana, muting yourselves. If you guys can mute yourselves. So if somebody can let me know in the comments if the echo is happening now, everyone's muted except for me, or if it only happens when somebody else is unmuted, which is not good for us because we need to be able to talk with each other as well. But we kind of want to isolate what this is. So if you are just getting here, welcome. Please put your city and state in the chat as well, because we want to know where you're coming from. And oh, my person is saying better. Okay, so it must just be when more than one of us are off mute. So we're testing. We are testing here. But I do want to. Somebody else is saying it's good now. Rebecca saying it's good now. Okay, perfect. I do want to go through one more time because we've had a few people come in. Just overall, what the 10K project is, so that everyone can be up to speed. So we have people in here from Atlanta, New Orleans. Okay, great. Detroit in the house. So let's share the screen here, and I'm going to, okay, bring you here really quickly. So the 10K project is very simple. We're a community of Black investors who fund Black businesses for as little as $100 per person. And this came out of the fact that I started saying a couple of years ago, if 10,000 of us get together, we put in $100 each, that's $1 million. We could start funding our own companies and we could profit from our own innovation. So when we talk about innovation, we don't just mean technology. The types of companies we're bringing on to the platform will include food companies, healthcare, skincare, beauty, services, products. Elder care is a huge industry. All sorts of industries we're bringing on. However, the entrepreneurs do have to bring something innovative to that industry. We can be the solution to our own issues in terms of our entrepreneurs not getting the funding that they need, and we can earn return on investment as well. So there was a Morgan Stanley report that came out a couple of years ago that said that when our businesses are funded properly, we make as much money as any other ethnicity. However, other investors are not taking note. And to me, that's a huge opportunity for us, because that means that we can capitalize on that as a community. So we're offering membership in our ecosystem. That's $100 membership fee, and it will be a lifetime membership fee. So we will never, ever charge you for membership again. But once you become a member, you can come into our ecosystem. You can take investor education, virtual classes, and you can listen to what we call Bet on Black pitches, meaning every week we have a new business that comes on. They come live and come on live and pitch themselves to our entire community. They will tell you who they are, how long they've been in business, are they making revenues, a little bit about their financials, and you have a chance as the audience to interact with them and ask them questions as well. And then after they receive their funding, we also will give them information about resources that they can link up with in order to find everything from attorneys, accountants, digital marketers, etc. And then part 5 of the 10K project is a return on investment. Now, return on investment happens, I would say, give every investment that you're putting, every investment dollar that you're putting, give the entrepreneur 7 to 10 years to give you that return on investment. So this is long term. This is not short term. So you can help us by, number one, becoming part of our Facebook group and our Instagram family. We have our Instagram page up. You can share the 10K project with 2 friends. And on May 22nd, we are opening up our membership. You can become a founding member. So we just wanted to, for the new people here, we just wanted to be able to share that information. So, Eric, if you are available, let's talk a little bit more about entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurs that we want to bring on.
Well, one of the things that I think about is here, and we've mentioned it a few times, that as we begin to move into this post-COVID environment, which, it's funny how long, it's funny, to even think about a post-COVID, environment itself, because, the changes of the changes of what's happening on a macro level, globally, are changes that we believe are, probably going to stay, that we won't go back to. It's going to be interesting to see the entrepreneurs that launch businesses that look to address and step in to this new environment, and to look to address like the way things are done, the way business is conducted, some of the things that consumers now are looking forward to. Like one of the things I think we were talking about earlier was, now if things become more, that we start seeing more home-based businesses, even more so if we're now, companies are saying, hey, you know what, we're giving up our office space. Yes, it's absolutely can be done from home, but there will be, even that becomes an industry itself of retrofitting more, home offices to be even more to the point where they're centered to work exactly, be seamless, the way it is, with your company. These are just some of the things, that I started thinking about. And I'm interested to see for Black entrepreneurs that, create these businesses, have these ideas, that they've thought about, they've been working on. We want to play a part in that. Like we want to play a part in that, as investors, as a community that supports and helps these ideas begin to really flourish.
Fantastic. Oh, I'm sorry. And we have a question too, but go ahead, Tawana.
I was just going to say you had a question there. Clement, yes, we are absolutely allowing you to invest more than 100 on each deal. 100 is just the minimum. The limits will vary based on a person's income level.
Perfect. So, Dr. Keisha, you have had some interesting conversations over the past few days with regards to investor education as well, and some potential partners we're talking with. We don't want to necessarily divulge everything, but we'd love an update from you with regards, to what you want to tell the community about the investor education that is forthcoming.
Okay, well, truly, we have your development in mind, and that goes on both sides for the investors and for the entrepreneurs. But as we talked about here, we're going to quite likely have quite a spectrum of investors at different levels of understanding in this group, and that's absolutely okay. We are here to support that because we'll have programs and relationships that will allow really a close, individualized look at whatever your needs are. You'll be able to reach out to resources that will run the spectrum from whatever it is, that you might need. I won't go into anything more specific without really knowing. But yeah, just know that this is definitely a place where you will fully be able to reach out to people who are even Black people who are able to help you, and you can feel very comfortable in terms of the partnerships that we've aligned ourselves with. And it just really will be. Definitely. I see a question here. It says, will you be asking for financial information or credit scores? This is investment. This is an investment situation, in which case that information is likely to be asked per SEC rules and such. So we're very much guided by this. So don't ever think this is just us, taking something, everything is guided by regulations of the SEC. And then certainly those support that I will identify through our processes, and then we'll get back to you with that.
And if I can go into a little more information on Carla's question. So Carla, from a financial standpoint, our funding portal will require you to put in your income. As Clement mentioned, there are some limitations that we have to adhere to. And in order to know what your limitation is from an investment standpoint in a crowdfunding environment, we need to know what your annual salary is and what your net worth is. And so we'll show you how to figure that out. The formula will be in the platform for you. And basically, with network, you take what you make, and then you subtract your debt, and it does not include your primary residence. So that's the formula I just told you already. But we absolutely will need to do that. I have not heard of any reason that your credit score would be asked for. I crowdfund today via current platforms, and I've never been asked my credit score, nor in any of our research or any of our information consulting with the attorneys have we heard that at all. So credit score, I would say no to, but financial information, absolutely. And I'll just piggyback a little bit on what Dr. Keisha said. In addition to the investor needing the obvious disposable income, right? Because we don't want you spending rent money or mortgage money to invest, because we all know in an investment environment, you have to be willing to lose it all, right? That's the risk. So we definitely want people who can afford to do this. The other thing that we need is people who have a willingness to learn, because we will have a lot of those resources available, as Dr. Keisha was stating. And the reason for the resources is so that you can become a savvy investor. Because as the platform, we are really just the intermediary between you and the entrepreneur, right? We're the mechanism upon which you can see them, and they can have access to you and wow you. But we can't help you pick a good deal. Heck, we wouldn't know a pick. We're guessing just like you are, right? So we're going to use techniques and tools just like you are to figure out what's going to be a good deal to even present to you. We're going to do our due diligence, but we can't say, get in on this one, this is a good deal, right? We can't do that. So you have to become a savvy investor. We're going to have some of those resources and tools to be able to teach you how to do that. But you ultimately have to be willing to learn that information, because that part of it's going to be all on the investor to determine if this pitch sounds good, if those financials look good, if the history of the business has proven that they're on a growth trajectory. Like all of those things, you guys are going to have to determine as an investor. And from an entrepreneur standpoint, if there are any of you out there watching this, you've got to convince the investors on why you are a good deal. If they only have a certain amount of money to spend, right, this year, how much of it are they willing to spend on you, if any? And that's ultimately what you're trying to get them to do, right? To determine of their budget, right? So you've got the budget the SEC gave them, but then you've got their household budget. So if the SEC tells me I only have $2,200, but my pocketbook tells me I only have $1,100, you have to convince me that my $1,100 goes to you as an investor.
Yeah, we also would suggest if you only have $1,100 for the year, that you not put it all in one company either. So one of the things that a savvy investor does is, and this is a real tip that I got from an angel investor, professional angel investor. She said for every 10 companies she invests in, she expects 6 to fail, 3 to do moderate, and 1 to be the unicorn and make it. So I did also hear a Black VC. I wish I remembered who this guy was, but it was on Earn Your Leisure. And he said, we as Black people can't afford that model. We need to flip it. However, we as the funding portal cannot do that. That is where you start listening to people and hearing who their team is, what they're going to do with the money. Do they have a real plan? Or are they, or not? I'm just going to say or not, because Tawana will get on me if I put my own commentary in it. But you have to, that is going to be a part of the education, is understanding before you get into the pitch and before it really sounds good, understanding what you're listening for so that when somebody says it, you are able to hear. Or I'm going to use male-female relationships. When you were 14, 15, a guy could say something to you, ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about, and you would fall for it. Your girl Cherie here is 44. There's not much that a man could tell me today that I'm falling for. Or if I'm falling for it, I'm doing it willingly, right? So that's what we mean by moving from being an amateur investor to being a little bit more sophisticated. Now I see Eric grinning here, but before we let him come on.
That was a wonderful analogy, Sheree.
Yeah, don't mind me.
And let me add to that too. It is a process too. It's a process. So, keep in mind that we have people in this group who are going to be on the full spectrum of their understanding. And that's what's going to be another beautiful thing about the community. We can each one reach one and each one teach one kind of situation. So keep that in mind as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. So there were a couple of questions that came up. I do want to hop in on the Carla Napper. Will you be asking for financial information or credit scores? We talked about it with regards to investors. We did not talk about it with regards to entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs that are coming on the platform have certain forms, documents, etc., that they will be required by the SEC to complete. We will also have certain things that we're looking for a company to be placed on our platform. However, we are not ready to divulge that today because that needs to go through the attorneys and through the SEC for approval. So, Carla, I wasn't sure if you were asking from the investor point of view or the entrepreneur point of view, but I wanted to make sure to talk about it from the entrepreneur point of view as well. Aletta, just so that everyone who is watching the replay and not seeing the comments here, is asking is the cost to join with $100 per investment, correct? The answer is yes. However, I want to make sure that we clarify something here. It's $100 per investment or more, so you can put in more per investment. And everything that you invest in is up to you. So 1 week, you may hear a pitch and it's not for you. You don't like the industry, whatever reason, it's not for you. That is perfectly fine. The next week, you may say, I really like this one. I want to put $500 on this company. So I just wanted to clarify that as well and make sure that you know that in this ecosystem, the investments, the companies that you decide to back and the investments that you decide to do are 100% up to you. In our focus groups, we did have an investor who said, I don't want equity. I only want to invest in notes. So, well, she didn't say I only want to. She asked if there would be notes that she can invest in. We had entrepreneurs say, I don't want to give equity. I only want to do notes. And notes is just a loan. That's all a fancy term for a loan, right? So we will have some entrepreneurs that come on and say, hey, this is a loan. This is not equity in my business. And you have to decide, do I want to use my capital for a loan to a business or not?
And that's the business's decision as well. So it's all on how they want to share, want you to share in the wealth of their organization.
So we had Jared ask her, I may have missed it, ETA for launch for the site. So we have two different things we're talking about. For founding membership, that is our first site, founding membership. The launch will be May 22nd. For the crowdfunding portal, when we expect to be able to invest in businesses, I'm going to say March 2021 at the latest. We have been told by multiple attorneys that it takes 6 months, but with everything that's happening in the current environment, we want to give ourselves a bit of a buffer. Believe me, as soon as they say yes, we will have our stuff together, because we are at the same time that we are doing our applications, we are also going to be talking to entrepreneurs as well, and making sure that the entrepreneurs are getting ready, so that when the SEC says yes, we're ready to go. So
And if I can add something to that, Cherie, first of all, hi, Jared. Jared's one of my people. I wanted to add that, in between time, what we'll be doing is providing different training webinars. We'll be launching a training knowledge system, so that as the investor, as the member, you have things to come back to the site and engage in. So we won't just, take your membership and then see you later, next year, March. That's not the plan at all. The plan is to engage you and to bring some speakers in to teach you investor education. And even for the entrepreneurs that are going to be members but are not yet ready to, to launch their business, there'll be some entrepreneurship, business development trainings as well. And we've actually had a couple of calls with some partners where we're talking about that, and they're willing to come in and talk to you guys as well. So just wanted to let you know that we won't just be leaving you until we launch.
absolutely, and thanks for adding that information, Tawana. So we will also be 100% transparent. I was speaking with our tech officer earlier today, and she came up with a really great idea that we're going to be adding to our website. Hopefully, we have to figure out how we're going to design it, but it will be a graphic that shows where we are in the process. So kind of like if you've ever had a thermometer with the funding goal or anything like that, instead of it going up though, it's going to go sideways. We have some ideas on it, but basically you'll be able to see where we are in the process at all times, because one thing that we are is 100% transparent with you as the community. This is a passion of mine and a passion of everyone that's up here for us to do something. The 10K project is I believe it's going to be the thing that defines my life and is the thing that I leave the world with, if that makes any sense to people. So it's very important for me personally to have this be something where people are like, wow, I'm a part of this. This is great. This is historical. This is history making. Just like the people who marched on Selma, or my grandmother who marched with Dr. King during the I Have a Dream speech. Our grandparents were part of something that they were able to say, I was there and this is what happened. We are investing a lot of money to reach millions of Black people, to let them know that the 10K project is here. We are inclusive, but we are very strategic about bringing in people who are going to uplift this movement in this ecosystem. But we want you to be able to say, I was there during that time. I helped build that. I helped be a part of that. I was one of the founding members. I was one of the first 10,000 people that came on. I participated in the first couple of businesses. And just like there are companies out there now and investors who are known for investing in Lyft and Uber and places like this, I believe this is a community where 10 years from now, it's going to take that long, we will be able to say, we invested in that company, and that company is on the stock exchange. That company was sold. That company did something amazing. They invented something amazing. And we'll be able to walk around saying, I was not only part of that historically, but I also profited from it as well. So that's my soapbox. I'm going to open it up for, let's go around. Let's have Dr. Keisha, if you wanted to say any final words.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of piggyback on that whole idea of that one word, movement. This truly is a movement, guys. Just like we're living through COVID, which we've never seen, that's unprecedented. You know, to me, it's almost a signpost to the transformative and paradigm shifting space that we're in, even with this. You know, we just mentioned Lyft and companies like that, startups like that. Those kinds of things were born in this really tough situation and tough situations. So there's a lot we're going to be able to look back to and say, you know, yeah, we were part of history, and it's a movement. And it's a huge movement because most of us in here, I think we've heard it from our interviews. Most of us in here are about this Black economic movement right now. And so, yeah, I just want to say welcome again to everybody, and get involved, be engaged, ask us any questions you have, and, you know, speak to one another in the space. This is a private space. This is us, for us, by us. Let's go.
Absolutely. And Aletta asked a great question. She asked if there was an annual fee. The answer is no. It is a one-time, lifetime membership fee of $100. So no, we talked about it as founders, but we decided that we would prefer for your money to go into the investments, and you do not have to do an annual fee. We are just having a one-time membership fee so that we can provide the investor education necessary, and we can provide the ecosystem in the right way that's going to elevate us all. So with that, Eric, you want to give any final words?
You know, kind of piggybacking on what Dr. Keisha just said, you know, there's a sense of pride when you look and you see, you know, a business, a product, a service that is now, you know, serving, you know, not just our community, but the world itself. And, you know, for it to be a Black entrepreneur, but also to know that you played a hand in helping them, you know, really get to the next step. And to me, that, like, you know, Sheree, you mentioned it earlier, that is a legacy. You know, I do want to leave that legacy to my children, you know, for them to see that, to know that, and, you know, just to believe into that, you know, for themselves and for their friends, the world at large. Like, to know that, you know what, we can do this together.
Absolutely. Tawana?
I'll ditto everything everyone else said. I'll add in that, you know, in this political and social climate, we see more and more how if we don't take care of each other, nobody else is going to, right? Every day, something is happening to hit us over the damn head with that message. And we keep resisting it. For some reason, we still keep wanting someone to save us, right? We keep wanting it. We keep waiting for it. We keep wishing for it. It's not going to happen. We have to do it for ourselves. We're a community. We know how to work well together. Whether we always make the choice to or not is a whole different conversation, but we know how to. We know the recipe. We just have to follow the recipe, right? We can do this, and we can make an impact. And what's going to happen is the world will pay attention, right? Because we will generate so much wealth as an ethnic class that they will have to pay attention to us, and they will be forced to treat us differently, right? They will be forced to, because at the end of the day, every day, that dollar means more than anything else, right? And so we've got to change our behavior so that we can demand respect in a different way than we've been doing so far. That was the mama finger, if y'all didn't notice that. That was
I got it. I've seen it before.
I want to piggyback on that. I'm not personally, I'm not the person that's against any other ethnicity, but I do like to look at other ethnicities. And I'm not a historian or anybody that goes deep as either. But I was hearing some stories about what happened with the Jews after the Holocaust when they started coming to the United States, and there would be places that said no Jews, no Jews, no Jews. And instead of them saying, oh, we're going to fight to get in here. They did not do that. Instead, they said, well, if we can't go on your golf course, we're going to play on our own. If we can't go to your restaurant, we're going to fund our own. If we can't, buy that product from you, we're going to create our own. And now we're looking at them saying they're the wealthiest group, or one of the wealthiest groups that are out there, right? So now they have the money. When Tawana was talking about to demand respect, the way that you demand respect is through being able to put your own politicians in play on the city level, on the county level, on the state level, and ultimately on the federal level. And I'm not going to aim to be some great person that knows all about politics. However, other ethnicities started with their economics, and we're resetting now. And the way that we reset is through something like this. So Malika is asking, when do we pay, or how do we pay the membership fee? So glad you asked, Malika. We are 2 weeks away from having this up. So May 22nd, we are going to send everybody a notice, a link, and we will be promoting it like summertime promo, big time. So May 22nd, just hold on. Like Tawana said, put it in your mattress or wherever you need to put it. Hang on to it for us, please. May 22nd. We have a couple of foundational things that we're putting in place so that when we accept it, everything will be done in order. So Carla is saying, absolutely, tell all your friends who get on social networks and complain about what's not working for us, and let them know we can change the narrative together. Absolutely.
Absolutely, Carla. Absolutely. I just want to, I know we got to go, Sheree, because we want to be respectful of time, but I have one more thing. We also need to, outside of investing and outside of joining this platform, we need to support. We posted an article the other day about Tavania Evans, and she built a new social media site, and we all commented on how wonderful that was. And I went in today and I registered, and nobody I know was there, so I don't have anybody to talk to. So I thought, when we do amazing things like that, right, we build something for change, the people need to come and support. So when we're talking about all of the other platforms that steal our data and block us and censor and all of that stuff, we got a sister here that just built a place for us where she says in her terms of an agreement that none of that will take place. She says your data is yours. All you got to do is ask for it. She says, if you want us to delete it, guess what? We'll delete it, right? Because I read the terms of agreement. And so we've got a person who has built it, right? We need to go support. And I'm not saying you leave here and do all of that, but we need to support. And that's how we make change ultimately, right? The investing and the getting the financial freedoms is one thing, but that support goes a long, long way. We've got to be there for one another.
Yeah, it really goes hand in hand, Tawana. It is support and it is the financials as well. Because imagine if Tavania had $1 million just to promote that, then it's support plus the financial, what do you call it? The money, the funding. That's what I mean. The financial funding needed to push this through. So with that, it is 7:02. We want to thank everyone for being here. So every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to, Tawana, I'm going to mute you. Yeah, I think there's feedback there. Oops. Yeah, there we go. So every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are coming on live on Facebook. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to be doing Instagram Live, but probably not tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm testing the system. So if y'all want to come on Instagram and test with your girl, great. If not, we'll officially start next week. You are more than welcome to ask us any questions. info@the10kproject.com is my email. info@the10kproject.com if you have a question that is that you just need to email, or you are welcome to put it in here in the Facebook group. We are active in the Facebook group. We will see it and we'll respond to it. So if it's something that everyone should know, please put it in the Facebook group so that we make sure that we answer your questions and let everybody else in the group know as well what the answer is. We are also building our email list. So we are updating our ebook now. So what we're going to do is offer our ebook, which is our plan to Black America's plan to fund its own businesses. It's at the10kproject.com right now. It is a version that we are changing out over the next week. So you can go in and read the version that we have on there now. It's still good. We just added a couple of things to it. Or you can wait until next week and go on when we have the new version on. But that'll help us build our email list as well. So the10kproject.com, you can click on the button that says get the ebook and sign up there for our email list, because we are going to get more active with sending our emails out as well. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight. We really appreciate you being here. I want to thank all of my co-founders as well. And, you know, we are here making history, and we are super excited about it, and can't thank all of you enough for being here. So I'm going to say God bless you to everybody. Have a good night. See you next week. Take care.
Take care, everybody.